Hi, I'm Katie.
And I'm Coley. Welcome to the SVU Coven podcast, little Witchtectives.
Hi,
Hi.
what's up?
Not much.
We're recording.
We are.
That's crazy. We took a teeny tiny little break just because I've been traveling like crazy. But we're back.
We're back.
Yay. Do you want to jump into our witch talk?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the corner of the intro of our show where we catch you guys up on what we've been doing. We laugh a little bit about it because Coley and I talk pretty much every day. So we know what's going on with each other, but we're telling each other to tell you. Um, I have been so busy. I just want a day of nothing to do. But I've been on a travel bender, as my young cousins would call it. I went to Nashville for a concert, and then came home, went back to Nashville for my friend Sassy's birthday, and was there for like 4 or 5 days. And we went and got tattoos. Oh, I guess I can show it now. Um,
Yay.
for our visual people, I got a tattoo of a record player on my arm. Um, for her birthday, but also because I wanted to. And then we went to two different farmers markets, which if you know me, I love a farmers market. So that was fun. Oh, there was one at the Nashville Farmers Market. This girl recognized my dun dun tattoo. And then we launched into this whole discussion about like SVU and why I got it and the podcast and stuff. So if you're listening to this, hi, that was me. Uh Then I came back and I went to Savannah for my cousin's graduation and was there for a week because we made it into like a little girls' vacation with my grandma. And so that was really special because my grandmother just turned 80 and uh she's getting up there. So it was really nice to be able to spend like a lot of time with her. Um And then I came home, and then this week I go to Nashville again because I'm seeing Stevie Nicks.
Yay.
The witches doing doing that tomorrow. We're recording this Monday the 13th, and I'm leaving to go to Nashville tomorrow with Sabrina, a friend of the show. Um, and then this weekend I'm going to Renaissance Fair. So
Ooh.
I know I'm excited. I've never been to the Georgia one. I've only been to Tennessee ones. So I'm excited because it'll be fun.
Are you
Um,
dressing up?
I think so, but I'm using like my own clothes because I don't really want to buy anything new. So I'm probably just gonna look like myself. It's just like, but I'm thinking about doing like a little like lace bralette and then my white skirt I used for my ghost costume for Halloween,
hmm
but wearing it as a skirt instead of a dress. And being a fairy because I'll be
That'll be nice.
right, and it's stuff
Yeah.
I already have, but I think I can pull it off and be like, oh, I'm a little fairy elf thing. So, but I'm excited about all of those things. And that's pretty much what's going on with me. I'm just in like mid-traveling mode right now. So,
Yeah.
but yeah. Ooh, what's going on with you?
Um, what is going on with me? I got my second infusion.
Hmm.
I got my MRI. I had a doctor's appointment with my neurologist. There are no active lesions on my brain, which is a
Hmm.
good thing. Um, I started work back at the club because living on $200 a month is just not possible.
Yeah.
Um, I got a new cup.
Oh my gosh, it's so cute.
I got a new cup
Just in
and
time for Pride.
yeah, and I got a heart to hug pillow from Hugimals in collaboration with Joyful Heart Foundation. It's
Hmm.
weighted, so it's like 5 pounds,
Oh, I love that.
but it's so nice.
I bet that's good for like anxiety.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And like I don't even have to lay down and put it on my chest. I just have to hug it and it like relieves my stress and anxiety. It's wonderful.
That's so nice. And I think it was probably you. You posted a picture of Mariska holding one, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, you're
In the
matching.
same color.
Twins.
Yeah.
So cute.
Um, yeah, that was in collaboration with Joyful Heart Foundation for Sexual Assault Awareness Month.
Mm-hmm.
And I got it um last Monday. No, I got it on Friday.
Hmm.
Yeah. Um, I got it on Friday and um because they were like get them before they sell out because they're limited edition. So I was like, bye.
Mm, that's what they did with the bracelets. And I was like, man, because it was a limited edition run and they sold out right away. And I was gonna try to
Yeah.
get us two, and they sold out. And it's so cute. It's a different nonprofit, but it's a little bracelet and it has like letters on it and it says, "What would Olivia Benson do?"
Yeah.
I was like, I need that.
Um, that was Little Words Project.
Mm-hmm. Alas, we might just have to make some.
We can do that.
Make some little friendship bracelets.
Yeah.
So cute.
Um, what else is going on with me? Oh, my great grandmother and great aunts came out on Saturday for Mother's Day,
Oh,
and we actually had a good visit.
that's good.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I showed my I showed everyone a picture of Mariska because my great aunt Annie was saying something about being 57
Mhm.
and she's like, well, so and so is 60 and doesn't look it. And I showed her a picture of Mariska and I said she's 60 and she goes, oh, put that away, I'm getting depressed.
That's funny. She is beautiful.
Yes.
And she doesn't look like when you hear 60 and then you look at her, you're like, she doesn't look 60.
Mm,
But I'm also bad with ages because my dad doesn't look 60 either, and other people say he does. And I'm like, no. So it's just he's a youngin'.
yeah. My grandfather's in his 70s and he doesn't look it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, well. Can you hear the dog now?
No.
Okay, good. My neighbor's dog has been barking for like 2 weeks. Um, but I never know if the mic is gonna pick it up. Okay,
Okay. Shall we move on?
sure.
Okay. So this is our Mariska and SVU corner where we talk all things Mariska and SVU. Um, so about a month ago, they were filming in Fort Tryon Park in New York,
Mhm.
and this little girl, and this is how Mariska told it on Live with Kelly and Mark, which is another topic we'll get into, but this story is really important. Um, she was like looking around and she was looking for her mother, and Mariska and her locked eyes, and she was like, oh, this is a problem. So Mariska went up to her and said, where's your mommy? You know, something like that. And she just started to well up. Um, Mariska said she didn't think the little girl thought she was a real cop because she was too little for that.
Hmm.
Um, but she was like, can I pick you up? Because she was so little. And the little girl nodded, and she picked her up and put her on her hip, and they stood in the middle of the park, and they went around and looked for the mother all the way around in a circle. They eventually found the mother. Um, Mariska halted the filming for 20 minutes. Um, which for anyone else who would have done that, they probably would have been fired on the spot because
Yeah.
TV is a time game and time is money. So, like, halting the filming for 20 minutes may mean that you don't get to film that scene that day because you need light. And if the sun starts to go down or it goes all the way down and it's dark out, you have to film that scene the next day and you're pushing back other scenes.
Hmm.
So, but Mariska can get away with it.
I know. It's like even more evidence that she runs NBC.
Yeah. Um, then she did the Power of Women Variety Awards. Glenn Close introduced her. She gave a 20-minute speech whilst drunk, and it was amazing. Um,
Hmm.
she stumbled a little bit and she slurred her words a little bit, but not much. Like, you couldn't really tell she was drunk unless she came out and said, "I'm drunk," which she did.
Which she did.
Yeah. Like 2 seconds into her speech, she was
Hmm.
thanking Glenn Close and she goes, "I'm drunk. I shouldn't have had that third scotch."
I love her.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Um, it was a really awesome speech. She shouted out Peter, of course. She's like, "You could never reverse my conviction, and why would you want to? That my best ally is my husband, Peter."
Yeah,
My
I love
heart.
them. They're so cute.
Um, and then she did an interview on Live with Kelly and Mark, and we found out that August just got into college. So
Oh,
yay, August. He's gonna be
so grown
18 this
up.
year.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah. Um, she was saying how the running joke in her house is that wherever August goes to college, she's buying an apartment there.
Hmm.
Um, and she's like, when he goes out on dates, I'm like, okay, what time am I meeting you guys? She's
Oh,
very mama bear, and I love
yeah.
it. Um, she announced a new partnership with Purina called the Purple Leash Project, and it's about domestic violence shelters becoming more pet friendly because most domestic violence shelters aren't, and that
Yeah.
um hinders domestic violence survivors from leaving because they don't want to leave their pets behind.
Yeah.
So that's really cool. And they did a uh statue, the sculpture. There we go. That's the word.
Mhm.
The sculptor who sculpted Fearless Girl, the little girl who's like standing like this in a dress,
Yeah.
um, she sculpted the Purple Leash Project sculpture, and it's beautiful.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and then this Thursday, so it'll just happened when this video goes live. Um, is the SVU finale for season 25.
That happened so fast.
It's only a 13 episode season.
Um, I was like, wait a second. No. But yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
because of the
It's been
strikes.
it's been a good season though.
It has been, despite
It's
what
been
everybody on Twitter is saying, it has
Mhm.
been a good season.
Mhm.
Could they have done more with it? Sure, but you have to think time constraints, you couldn't necessarily get everyone you wanted back. Um,
Phew.
bless you.
Thank you.
Um, and I just I think it's been such a good season. It's not the best season that there's been. For me, that's always going to be season 17.
Yeah.
But it's a really good season.
Yeah, I think so. And it seems like they've been listening to like fans a little bit. On
Except when it comes to Ellie and Olivia.
Of course, of course. Um, but like with Rolisi stuff
Yeah.
for sure. And that's been really nice. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, that's another thing. Mariska is fighting to get Kelly back for season 26.
yes. And I think it's dumb they ever got rid of her, to be
Yeah,
honest.
me too.
Um, but oh shoot, I lost my and the Noah everything with Noah and his character development this season has been
Hmm.
really good too.
Yeah.
So they've done a lot with a little, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Mm.
Um, and Mariska gave a interview to Variety and some other sound bites that have come out. Um, the interview with Variety was pretty much throwing Dick Wolf under the bus for all the EO stuff.
Yeah.
And I've said it before, I've said it since October 13th, 2014. Dick Wolf lives up to his name.
Mm. Mhm.
um, and yeah, but since then a couple um articles have come out where they inappropriately asked her about Ellie and Olivia because they shouldn't have asked her because it was about the Purple Leash project, and it was like, "Oh, before we go, what do you have to say to Ellie and Olivia fans?" And she's like, "Nothing. I'm tired of hearing this question. Like, stop. Like, ship female friendship, ship female empowerment. You
Yeah.
know?"
Yeah. Um, I can't ever decide where I fall on the issue because I really was enjoying the way that they were writing Elliot and Olivia together.
Yeah.
And if you guys have followed the podcast for a while, you know the Maloney of it all.
Yes.
And then also just the actors don't seem like they're crazy about it. Um, or
Um,
pushing for it.
Mariska is all for it. Chris is
Mm-hmm.
a little hesitant.
Mm-hmm.
And I know people are like, no, Chris is all for it too, but he's come out and said he doesn't think that they should be together.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah.
And with OC
Um,
moving to streaming,
yeah.
it's a little
Oh, so he's
awkward.
moving to Peacock exclusively.
Yeah.
And they have 10 episodes next season.
Yeah. Which I'm glad they're still going, but for them, for their sake, and everybody's jobs over there.
Yeah.
But um, you know, I don't know how well that will play with her little primetime spot on TV. So,
Yeah.
um,
And someone
but
was saying that, like, OC wasn't on the bubble. It's not a ratings issue. It's just that they work better on streaming because most people watch it later on streaming anyway.
yep.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
And just to kind of get it out there, ratings are decided by 20 to 30,000 families in the US. You have to have a Nielsen box.
Mm,
Um, and like I don't have live TV for one, so I don't have a Nielsen box. But even when I did have live TV, I didn't have a Nielsen box. So me watching the show was great, but it didn't do anything for the ratings.
right. So, which is
Yeah.
interesting to think about in 2024.
Yeah.
I apologize.
I don't
Dexter.
know how streaming works, but like that's how live TV ratings work.
Yeah. And I think that's interesting.
Yeah.
Um, especially because like this huge move to streaming and everything over the past
Mhm.
10 years or so. Um, but the season finale's coming, I guess.
Yeah.
We got renewed though, right?
Yes, we
So,
did. We got season 26.
hmm. Mm. Sorry, Dexter was like trying to come sit up next to me, and I kept like having to move over so he could get his fat butt next to me.
Yeah.
He's a little chunky boy. All right. Is that everything for Mariska?
Um, I feel like there's so much more we could say, but we'd be here all day. So,
The variety pictures.
yes, the variety pictures. I have them on my phone.
Mike dropped.
My favorite variety picture. Oh my goodness. Um, this one is my favorite.
I know. I really love that one.
And then,
Feeling herself.
yeah. And then who could forget the iconic garter picture?
Oh yeah, true. True. I love her hair in that one too.
Yeah.
She's so good.
And then like this is the ones that they put up at the salon.
Yeah. Oh,
And that one.
she's just so pretty. Good
Yeah.
jeans. Good jeans.
Good jeans.
Mm-hmm.
And then she liked this comment on Instagram of the variety pictures. Dear Lord woman, you just keep getting stronger and stronger. You're an inspiration to us all. I'm straight and I totally fuck you.
Oh, I love that.
And then she was in Greek Vogue.
Oh yeah, she's been on like not a press tour, but just like doing the most.
Yeah.
Mm.
Um, I think that's it. Oh, she
Oh,
posted a story due to personal reasons. I'm just gonna continue getting hotter, smarter, and more committed to my inner peace than ever.
that sounds about right.
That's it.
That's it. All right. Well, are you ready for our astrology corner?
Yes.
So I'm not entirely sure where we were last when we left off, but we
We were
are
in Aries season.
Aries season, yes. So it's Taurus season now, season of the earth. If you have Taurus in your life, especially women, you'll notice that they're thriving this month because Venus is also in Taurus, which is it feels at home in Taurus, basically. And everything's beautiful and sunny and spring and summer, depending on where you are. I learned that in the Midwest, it snows this time of year, but it's abnormally warm. So if you guys are enjoying the spring, it's because of ooh, you
Bless you.
pollen.
Yeah.
And Venus in Taurus. Mercury is also in Aries. Aries is Mercury's at home in Aries, so communication is going to be a little more like feisty, but because Mercury's out of retrograde, uh it's not as worrisome. So things are kind of returning to normal. We're out of eclipse season. We're kind of getting back to our regularly scheduled programming. Um, I was trying to think if there's anything else. Pluto is in retrograde right now, but it's not going to have too much of an effect on anybody unless your Pluto is in Aquarius. If that's the case, it might mess up your communication and your emotional style a little bit, but nothing to be concerned about. Um, and I think everything is relatively chilling as far as the moon goes as well. So we're kind of in like a settle down period, in my opinion, post like a very intense Mercury retrograde and a very intense eclipse season.
Yeah.
I've noticed a lot of post eclipses, a lot of breakups happening, and a lot of like new relationships forming. So, um, There's like cat fur floating in front of my camera.
Oh,
Um,
okay. I was wondering what that was. I thought it was
I
like light refraction, and I was
Yeah,
like,
no, I think it's cat fur because it was floating in the air. Um, but yes, so if you're feeling like more of this shift into the warmer months and things are calming down a little bit more, it's because we've gotten out of this like heavy negative energy we were having
mhm,
uh for like the bulk of the beginning of the year. So now that we're kind of in Taurus season, everything you've been working towards and manifesting and shooting for is going to start happening as we begin to slow down a little bit. Um, I will say I noticed that the summer tends to be a busier season for people just in general.
yeah,
So, as a reminder, just make sure you're hydrating and taking time for yourself and really being present during this like busier month because that's
mhm,
what the astrological energy is asking you to do right now. So if you find you're in a situation like me, maybe where you're just like traveling a lot and working a lot and everything, make sure you're taking time for yourself, even if it's just like a minute and a half to do some deep breaths.
yeah,
Like it's worth it. And I think coming up here astrologically, we're going to have some more shifts and some more stuff going on. So right now, during May, beginning of June, just try to like remain calm because you're going to feel it and you'll probably feel a little sleepy as well. So take care of yourself is the mess of
yes,
the month, I think.
yes.
Ooh,
Um, Yay. And it's Mental Health Awareness Month, so make sure you take your meds if you take
yes.
meds.
Take your meds if you take meds, hydrate, take care of yourself.
Yes.
Okay, moving right along here. We have merch, guys, on
Woo.
Fourth Wall, and I think we're gonna have a couple other like merch drops throughout the year. So keep your eyes peeled for that. All the proceeds go to Fourth Wall as well as to us, and we'll put it back into the show. And if you guys have merch and take pictures of it, please post it and tag us. We would love to see that, and we will repost it, share it, all of that good stuff. My personal favorite is our hoodies. They are super soft. Um, and yeah, so on Fourth Wall and tag us if you get any of that stuff. Speaking of tagging, we are on Instagram at SVU Coven. We check that one the most. Any updates that we have for you guys will go there first, just because it's the most accessible and easy to do. So make sure you guys are following us over there. We also have a free Discord server. I would love to join or have you guys join and grow the coven there
Mhm.
because it's a cute little place. And if you're on Discord, feel free to hop in and join us. I will be personally giving a tarot reading to anybody that joins, as long as you DM me and let me know. And that can be found in the link in our Instagram bio. However, if you're not on Instagram or social media, it doesn't really speak to you, you can always email us at svucoven@gmail.com. Coley does check the email, so somebody's reading them and will respond. And if you'd like to get a Discord link from us but aren't on Instagram, emailing us is the best way to do it. Likewise, if you're interested in being on the show, sponsoring the show, running an ad with us, anything like that, our email is the best place to reach out. Um, and yeah, I think that's everything.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So this is your episodic reminder to rate, review, subscribe, comment, and like. Ooh, that's getting to be a mouthful.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Rating and subscribing are the most important things you could do on audio only platforms. They tell the algorithm that you like us and will recommend us to other people who will hopefully like us and do the same thing. Reviewing is just really nice. Lost all our reviews when we switched podcast hosts, and we would like them back.
Yeah.
And we appreciate the energy exchange. Subscribing, commenting, and liking are really important on YouTube. They help our engagement, which helps with the algorithm. Um, And we appreciate the energy exchange there, and we'll read comments and reviews out on the podcast, good, bad, or indifferent. You can always find Katie in the comments on YouTube.
Ooh, come hang out.
Yes. And we have a coffee. So if you're so inclined, you can donate however much money you want on coffee. That goes back into the show. Yeah.
Woohoo.
Should we move on to our self-love affirmation?
I think so.
Okay. So, our self-love affirmation for today is the universe has good things in store for me. Um, so take a minute if you're not operating heavy machinery, close your eyes, take a deep breath, even if you are operating heavy machinery, and meditate on that. Um, and just remember that the universe has the highest good in mind for you, and it may not be what you want at this moment, but it is likely what you need.
Mm-hmm. I love that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Should we get into the episode?
Oh, yeah, fun.
Okay. So we are covering season 3, episode 9, Care. Um, this is a good episode.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so we open on the SVU intro. And then a general contractor and carpenter are walking through a construction site. They find a sword with a braid attached to it, and then they find the body of our victim, a young girl. The girl is covered in bruises from sternum to toe, restraint marks, but no rope was found. Melinda is gonna run a kit, extensive bruising and swelling in the pelvic region. Our vic's name is Cassie. She's 5 and she's a foster child. The foster mother makes the ID at the scene, and then we done.
And then
Kragan gives the rundown to Munch and Finn. Ellie and Olivia were at the scene. Ellie and Olivia are interviewing the foster family. Kragan gives orders to Munch and Finn. Ellie and Olivia are talking to Cassie's sisters. Her foster brother is playing video games. Mom has supervised visitation every 2 weeks. Last time she brought her boyfriend. The dad died in jail, and made the girls very uncomfortable, according to the foster mother.
yeah.
Munch and Finn go to talk to the mom and the boyfriend. They notify her that Cassie is dead. Child services never contacted her, which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah. The mom pushes Munch up against the wall because she gets mad and, like, explodes. Understandably. I mean, when you hear that your child died, that's not an easy thing, no matter how old they are.
Yeah.
Munch and Finn calm the mother down a little and talk with the two of them, investigating what happened. Finn says having a close friend them and snatch them back is out of the picture when he's talking to the boyfriend. And he has a little bit of an attitude with the boyfriend because he's not sure that the boyfriend didn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
So he says, account for your whereabouts last night and I'll adjust my tone. Mom wrote down where she was for Cassidy. No.
That was a good one.
Freudian slip.
It's fine. It's fine.
For Cassie, it was a comfort. That's why Cassie was carrying the address at where she was around. The mom wants her other 2 kids back. Yeah, they were taken from her 10 months ago. Says she needs to protect the 2 kids she has left. Liv is talking to Cassie's older sister. Wong is talking to the little. No. Liv is talking to the little sister. Wong is talking to the older sister. I switched them.
Got it.
Cragen tells Elliot to talk to Glenn. The mom comes in with Munch and Finn and starts yelling at the foster mom. Munch holds her back and Cragen leads Munch and the mom to the office, or to his office. Olivia is trying to get information about when, why, and how Cassie left the room the night before from Tanya, the little sister, 3. Elliot talks to Glenn about Cassie and if he liked being a big brother and if they ever went to the building site. Cassie would ask Glenn to take her to talk to one of the workers. Tanya said that she and Cassie would go to the building site without Glenn to see Danny, who gave them gum and told them stuff in the house. Munch and Finn go to talk to Danny Marston, who is hanging out at the rec center playing basketball with some kids. They bring Danny into the station to ask him a question, and says he's just helping kids in need, and says he won't stop just to prove he isn't abusing them. I had to make this YouTube friendly.
Yeah.
Danny says he left his thermos at the site last week, and when he went back, Cassie and Glenn were there. Glenn is the new suspect. He had access to the house and the crime scene. He didn't mention the crime scene was their secret playground. Cragen says that they need some evidence against Glenn before they take him from the family, since the family just lost the kid. They don't want to.
Right.
Yeah. Munch and Finn are searching the crime scene. Finn complains about always being the ones to find a needle in the haystack. Munch says it reminds him of the Easter egg hunts of his youth. Finn points out that he's Jewish and asks if his parents really hid eggs. Munch comments on the hours of futile searching.
I miss him.
I miss him too.
Oh.
Munch and Finn find comic books, a penknife, and a Walkman. Do you know what a Walkman is? Okay.
Why?
Because I wasn't sure if, like, you grew up knowing what a Walkman was. Like, I grew up with a Walkman.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure, like, age-wise, if you would have grown up with them or not.
I didn't have one personally. I'm a few years younger than Coley.
Yeah.
But not a crazy amount younger. But I don't know. When I popped out, it was pagers were the thing. Is
Yeah.
where we were in the timeline of tech.
I wanted a pager so bad
Yeah.
when I was little.
I would call them a beep beep. I was like, they're beep, because my whole family had them, and so I'd be
Yeah.
like beep beep. So that's where we were, like in the timeline, I think.
Yeah.
So Walkmans were kind of on their way out, but we're still around.
Yeah. Okay. Elliot and Olivia. In what Finn says looks like the coolest fort ever. Munch calls it a death trap.
Why are they being little kids today?
I don't know, but it's cute. Ellie and Olivia go to talk to Glenn's teacher, and she says whenever they try to talk to him, he talks about this Camelot-style video game. He's uninterested in books of the same themes, interested in the graphic violence. From his file, it's nothing new. Ellie and Olivia talk to the caseworker, who gave them a little bit of Glenn's background. He was abused by his mother's boyfriend starting at 2. CPS got him at 4 and placed him with Dorothy Rudd right away. He's been with her ever since. Munch and Finn talk to a tech about the knife. Says based on the comic books, it belongs to an adolescent boy with a $4 a day cheese puff habit. One of Cassie's hairs is caught in the fold. The sword isn't the murder weapon. Whatever Cassie was hit with was perfectly cylindrical, heavier than a broomstick, narrower than a bat. Maybe copper piping? Whatever it was caused subcutaneous bruising and fractures. She bled out from a liver lac. She was beaten over an extended period of time, at least a couple of hours. No signs of sexual trauma. The foster mother and Dorothy Rudder were out playing cards. Glenn was babysitting. They checked on the girls when they got home. Ellie and Olivia go to talk to Glenn with the foster mother and Dorothy, but he's playing his game, Sword Quest. The front of the video game box has a sword with a braid of hair attached to it, like they found at the crime scene.
Mm-hmm.
Ellie and Olivia bring Glenn to the squad room for questioning. They say they found his sword. Glenn starts whispering to himself and then says the Gorgon killed her. Then he starts hitting himself and the walls and the two-way window. Ellie and Olivia restrain him. Now it's time for a spell break.
Woo!
Okay. So this is coming out May 20th. Color of the day is gray. Incense of the day is neroli. I've never heard of that one.
Me
Bless
either.
you.
Thank you.
It is Victoria Day in Canada.
Oh.
Forging a new path. The four suits of the tarot represent different areas of life, and you can use them not only as divination tools, but also to shift your energy within their respective domains. Choose a situation you'd like to change, then separate out the minor arcana cards from the rest of your deck. Shuffle, draw a card. Based on the suit you've drawn, you'll focus on this dimension of your situation. Pentacles, actions and physical aspects. Swords, thoughts and communication. Cups, emotion and unconscious patterns. Wands, desires and spiritual elements. Next, separate out all 10 cards of the suit you've drawn. For example, if you've drawn the Two of Pentacles, separate out the rest of the pentacles 1 through 10, shuffle this pile, and lay the cards out in a row. This sequence outlines stepping stones you'll need to take to shift the aspect of your situation. Take a picture or record the order of the cards in your journal so you can refer back in the days to come. And that's by Melissa Tipton.
I like that.
I like that too.
Mm-hmm. It's also like gray and gloomy outside for me while we're recording right now.
Mm-hmm.
And so it kind of fits the energy of today, even though it's for next week.
Yeah.
But it matches my energy.
um,
Thank you.
you're welcome. So, Glenn is in the psych ward. He had a psychotic break. Ellie and Olivia, Cragen, and Wong are talking about why he might have had a break, guilty conscience, need to confess. Munch and Finn are playing Sword Quest.
I'm shocked.
It's so cute, too.
And also Finn is just a video game nerd because in real life Ice is a video game nerd.
Yeah,
It just fits his personality so cute in
it
this one.
does.
Yeah.
Glenn retreated into the game. Ellie and Olivia go to visit Glenn in the hospital, while Cragen sends Munch and Finn out to recanvas. He calls them the Super Mario Brothers too. Elliot helps Dorothy Rudd get some cheese puffs out of the vending machine for Glenn. They're his favorite. Elliot and Olivia talk to Dorothy and explain to her that Glenn is very sick and needs help, and that they need to talk to him. Dorothy gets a lawyer for Glenn. Cragen reached the final level of Sword Quest. He saved the princess with the sword and a lock of her hair, just like Cassie was found at the crime scene. Leaving the sword with the lock of hair at the entrance to the cave is supposed to heal the princess. Glenn identifies with the boy hero, not Gorgon. Juan compares a Gorgon to Medusa. His monster is a woman. Jane, the foster mom. This was the first time I couldn't recall hearing her name. So that's why it's this late in the episode.
Yeah.
But yeah. Jane, the foster mom, called and said that the mom to Chandra, I just didn't know how to spell it, so I just put the mom, took the other two girls. Chandra, the boyfriend, Duke, and the girl slept on a bus to Atlanta. Elliot and Olivia and some unis pull over the bus to get the girls back. Tashandra begs Olivia to let them go, to say that they didn't find them. Olivia says this isn't the way to get the girls back. Tashandra says Cassie was murdered, and she asks if she was supposed to sit by and watch the same thing happen to the other two. Tanya told her mother that Cassie got beaten all the time by Mama Rudd. Ellie and Olivia go to see the caseworker, who says they placed the girls back with Jane. Olivia says a serious allegation has been made against her, and I don't know if they're talking about Jane or Dorothy in here.
Mm-hmm.
Because conceivably it could be either one. So, the reference check from the Bluebell Agency recommended that no other kids be placed with Jane. The foster agency had her take a parenting seminar and move back in with her mother.
Mm.
Munch and Finn go to the Bluebell Agency. The city contracts out to 73 private foster agencies. When Bluebell turned her down, she had 72 more chances. The man at the Bluebell Agency says Jane is unstable. Alex says they can't pick Jane up off a social worker's bad feeling. Tanya's statement was given after Tashandra took it, so it's tainted. Dorothy will protect Jane over Glenn, and they need to get to Glenn now. Alex suggests King for a day. King will be Glenn's law guardian.
Mm.
Cragen and Glenn talk Sword Quest, and Cragen says it's his job to help kids who have problems with Gorgons. He asks Glenn who his is, and then she walks in. Dorothy Rudd.
Wow.
Yeah. Munch and Finn question Dorothy, saying the game is educational based on Greek mythology with Medusa and everything. And Finn says stones can't talk. Dorothy says Cassie was prone to violent outbursts. She couldn't get her to sleep, and when she finally did, she wet the bed, which is the trauma response. Then the next day she had more tantrums. Dorothy blames Glenn for killing Cassie and Jane for tying her up. Cassie had 13 broken bones. Jane says Dorothy wants the perfect child, respectful and obedient. She won't accept anything less. Elliot tells Jane that Dorothy pinned the whole thing on her, and Jane denies it. Jane says Dorothy made her tie Cassie up. Jane never wanted kids. Dorothy wanted to be a grandmother. Cassie would fight Dorothy and tell her that she hated her. Said the beatings wouldn't keep her quiet anymore, so Dorothy beat her all day long with her cane. Jane has to testify against her mother, but Dorothy's cane matches the bruising patterns, and they found rope in the home. Alex asks Wong if she can put Glenn on the stand. He says he doesn't think Glenn is strong enough. He says Glenn needs to feel completely safe, or Alex is putting him at further risk. Alex walks Glenn through the courtroom and how court works. She says if he doesn't want to do it or if it's too much, he doesn't have to do it. But he says if it's to help Cassie, he wants to do it. Glenn testifies and Dorothy continually tries to intimidate him. She says she didn't do anything, and Glenn calls her a liar and says that she beat Cassie the whole day and made Jane tie her down. Dorothy Rudd has a massive heart attack in Rikers, and Finn says bitch didn't even suffer. Alex threatens the caseworker with child abandonment charges if Tashandra doesn't get her kids back immediately, and if she drags her feet, manslaughter. I didn't finish that sentence.
And if her feet manslaughter.
Thankfully, I knew what I meant.
Mm-hmm.
Tashandra gets her girls back, and Glenn is going to an emergency foster home. And then we Dick Wolf.
Woo. Such a good one because it's so interesting, but it's also really heavy too.
Dorothy Rudd reminds me so much of Jodie Hildebrandt. It's not funny.
I was thinking that.
Like,
I was
even
literally
just on
thinking that.
looks.
Yeah. I was sitting here and I was like, what case does this remind me of? And it's, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, full circle as always.
Yeah. So while Katie is shuffling, this is your second episodic reminder to rate, review, subscribe, like, and comment. Rating and subscribing are the two best things you can do for audio only platforms. They tell the algorithm that you like us and will recommend us to other people. Reviewing is just really nice. We lost all our reviews when we switched podcast hosts and we would like them back. Subscribing, commenting, and liking are important on YouTube because they help us with our engagement, which helps us with the algorithm. Um, and we'll read reviews and comments out on the podcast, good, bad, or indifferent. And we have a coffee. So you can go and donate to that if you would like to. It's completely voluntary, not necessary at all. And that's in the link in our Instagram bio.
We appreciate the energy exchange.
Yes.
So I had a jumper.
Oh,
And
yay.
is the Empress, which I think is hilarious because we were just talking about Taurus season and rebirth and shedding the negative energy to enter this new like realm of calm and serenity and being one with nature. During the summer we're outside a lot more, and things like that. The Empress kind of represents like rebirth and fertility and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I use the Trip and Wait tarot deck, which is like a 70s play on the original tarot deck, Wait Tarot. But what I love about this card is that it has bumblebees and bunnies on it. And it's just really cute for spring.
Yeah.
Um, and the Empress is very like being in touch with your femininity.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it kind of all fits with what's going on astrologically right now. Um, and also just spring in general. More babies, more rebirth, more sunshine, more earth. So if you haven't already been inspired to, try to go outside sometime today.
Yeah.
If it's not raining and gloomy like it is here in Atlanta. But I think this card really fits, and I'm kind of excited that it fell out because it's one of my favorites because it has bunnies on it.
The
And
Empress is my favorite card.
yeah. And I also like this one too because it has the female symbol right there.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, just beautiful, good vibes, good energy. And I hope you guys take that with you into your week.
Yes.
If you're still hanging out, follow us over on Instagram at SVU Coven and drop your favorite emoji in a comment of our most recent post, and we'll know you came from this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Likewise, do that on YouTube too. I'm always hanging
Yes.
out in the comments. And we have a free Discord server. Please join. I would love to grow the coven over there because one day I would love to do some sort of like intimate event with you guys where you can like talk to us and ask us questions or something. Maybe we'll watch an
Mm-hmm.
SVU episode together, something like that. So it's free to join. The link is in our Instagram bio. If social media is not really your thing, you can always email us at svucoven@gmail.com. Coley does check the email, so somebody is reading them and responding. We
Yes.
love getting emails from you guys and hearing from you. So even if you just want to say hi, that's a great place to do it. If you're interested in being on the show, asking us questions for the show, sponsoring, running ads, any of that fun and fresh stuff, email is the best place to reach us, svucoven@gmail.com. Also, we have merch through Fourth Wall. The proceeds go to Fourth Wall as well as to us, and we put all that energy back into the show. If you guys have any of our merch, please tag us, email it to us, what have you. We would love to show it on the show, on our social media, all that stuff. I highly recommend our hoodies, beanies, coffee mugs. We've got all the good things.
Yes.
So, we appreciate the energy exchange.
Yes.
I think that's everything.
That's everything. Ooh,
Oh,
that's cool.
How did that happen?
I
I'll never be able to make it do it again.
That's
Ah,
really cool.
that's funny. All right, y'all. Well, that is our show.
That's our show.
We did it.
We did it.
Um, I love you so much.
I love you too.
Blessed be.
Blessed be.